that was one of my questions is who do you think is going to be someone where it comes playoff time, maybe even the finals. But I'll keep it at just like someone, the next player that really takes it to the next level in the playoffs. Yeah, let's even say finals. Like, just who do you think, like the team and the player that's going to step up, whether it's next year in the next like 5 years, like what player that's kind of like was maybe like highly touted, like in their draft class, but is kind of like underperforming right now.
Hmm.
Like, who do you think that's also in like a good program? You know,
Right, right, right.
who
Yeah,
do
I
you
see what
think
you
like
mean.
basically the next Andrew Wiggins? Like, who do you think that's going to
Yeah,
be?
exactly. Hmm. That is a good question. So I'm just thinking of different draft classes. I would say, 2019 draft maybe. I was gonna say somebody, but he's not Andrew Wiggins right now. I'm thinking like, huh.
Maybe just some potential guys who could.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a really specific question. It's just like
No,
people could
I
get
know.
moved to
Yeah,
different
I know what you
programs.
mean. I could
Maybe just like
see.
next season. Let's just do next season.
Yeah, I could see. Uh. Oh no, that's actually bold. That's kind of. This is a bold one, probably. But say the Lakers make a run next year,
Mm-hmm.
I could see Stanley Johnson.
Stanley Johnson. That's
Yeah,
okay.
just because like he obviously was highly touted out of Arizona, and he showed good moments for them in his first year with the team, kind of like Andrew Wiggins did at first with the Warriors. So I think next year, like he's kind of shown that he can have a role on that team. He's one of their few bright spots that they had in the 2022 season. So if they carve out a role for him with Darvin Ham, I could see him being a guy.
Yeah, he was impressive the last like 10 games.
Yeah, because
He's a
like,
three, right?
huh?
He's a three.
Well, yeah, he's a three, but like he played at the center for them. So I think,
Yeah.
I mean, I think naturally, obviously a three, but we'll see what maybe a small ball five. He's a big body,
How
a big
tall is
body,
he?
small.
Six
He,
ten.
no, he's not even 6'6".
Big.
He's probably like 6'7".
6'7". He's strong though. I remember watching him. He's strong.
Yeah, let me confirm because yeah, I think he'll be nice next year.
Yeah.
Um,
Hopefully AD can play more than like 30 games.
yeah. So yeah, he's 6'7" and he's only
7.
26.
I could see him being a good four.
Yeah. It depends what they would do with AD, obviously. And their whole roster, obviously, they got guys I think that you should let go, like a bunch of old guys like
Yeah, it's kind of tricky
Mello,
with Westbrook. Yeah. No.
Mello, Ariza, like guys that just move on from Dwight Howard, maybe even move on from him.
Yeah.
Uh, I'd move on from I'd prioritize keeping Stanley Johnson over Taylor Horton Tucker as well.
Yeah. Taylor Horton Tucker, he had a good preseason game. Everyone went crazy because
Yeah.
Kawhi took him aside and started talking to him. So everyone started going crazy. I don't know. He's another guy. Like even Taylor Horton Tucker, like kind of talking smack about him right now, but like he's another guy. You
Yeah, I
know,
mean, he has
he
the
can turn it
talent.
on. Yeah, he could, but he just hasn't. That entire team is just their chemistry and how they treated Frank Vogel and it's just looking ugly. They need to fix it, but they're the Lakers, so I mean it'll be pretty easy to fix it.
I think the reason why they haven't like because they've gotten some good packages in some trade talks where when Taylor Horton Tucker was included, they just immediately said no.
Mhm.
I think it's because they can see him like flourishing on a different team because they know he has potential. And
Yeah, maybe.
I think a team like that would work for him is maybe the Pistons, because they are kind of in that kind of phase where they're, elevating. Um, and that's a place that's taken on some guys like Marvin Bagley and just guys that
That's who I
um,
was gonna say.
Amadou Diallo, like guys that are kind of, revitalizing their careers a little bit. So I could see Taylor Horton Tucker going there and just being nice.
Mhm. Yeah, Marvin Bagley was actually my answer to like a
That quite
Shockers final MVP type of guy, someone who just goes nuts in the
okay.
finals. And then I think that Taylor Horton Tucker, I think he'd be really good on the Clippers. I think that's why they're so scared that he could somehow wind up in a series of trades.
Yeah.
He'd wind up on the Clippers. I think he'd like be perfect with them. So I think they're just hanging on to him because if he somehow wound up there, it'd be their worst nightmare. But
Yeah.
so I know he's like buddies with Kawhi. I think but Kawhi like took him aside that one time. Oh, that'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, it's
George.
all about the right situation at the end of the day.
Exactly. So,
A lot of times, more often than not, like the Lakers isn't the right situation for a young player.
yeah, like Malik Monk.
Yeah.
Kind of was at the beginning,
It
but
was I think Malik Monk had a good year, but it was kind of unfair on him. Like he was really the only guy going crazy. Um, and he signed a 1-year deal, but like they weren't winning. Um, and whenever he'd play bad, I guess people kind of turned on him because that's just what you do in big markets. But he definitely deserves a different team, like because he showed he can contribute. He just needs to be in a better environment. Like a young player needs to go somewhere else to flourish. Even I remember they got Kendrick Nunn and he didn't even play.
mhm.
And
Yeah,
Kendrick
that was
Nunn,
too bad. He was
yeah,
really
in
good,
Miami, Kendrick Nunn we knew about, like he was good.
getting compared to Dwayne Wade at times.
Yeah, so just young players do not go to. I mean, even New York. I don't think that's a good situation for a young player. Like another guy I could see that leaves and does good is Obi Toppin. If he was to leave, I think he could
I
be a
think
better
he's
player.
good. I think he's good right now, but I see what you're saying. I
Just
think he
Thibodeau
could
not
be.
wanting to play rookies, which I understand, but and he's not even a rookie anymore. Just I guess Thibodeau, he doesn't fit the Thibodeau mold. Maybe defensive player with his size. I don't think.
I don't really like Thibodeau, honestly.
Yeah,
Just
I think he's in a good situation, like in New York until they got Thibodeau. But if they keep winning with Thibodeau, then Thibodeau's going to stay there. It's just his play style is not the most attractive. So if he could leave and go to a young team, I think that'd be better for him. Maybe Orlando. I don't know.
Orlando, they have so many pieces, but I just don't know if they fit together. You got Wendell Carter and Mo Bamba and Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah,
That's basically just like Cleveland, in a sense, just a bunch of tall guys
yeah. When they're healthy.
when they're healthy. You have Markel Fultz, Cole Anthony, RJ Hampton.
Right,
So
right.
they got a lot of guys that if they just kind of had a coach, some chemistry, like they could really go for a run, I think, or at least make the playoffs.